Today, I'm going to unlock the secret for having the career success and satisfaction you want and deserve for as long as you want to have it. This is Job Search School, my friends, and if you can give me a few minutes, it's going to change how you think about your career forever. If you don't have the time, bookmark it and come back, okay? Now, there's two parts to this, and the first part, I can't take credit for this framework. I actually came across it while listening to an ebook or an audiobook, as well as the podcast of this guy, Steven Bartlett. He's a European CEO, and he actually has a book and a podcast called Diary of a CEO. By the way, I'm not affiliated with him in any way. I just need to give him props because this framework's fire. In the beginning of his book, he talks about the 5 buckets, and that as long as you keep filling all 5 buckets, you will be successful in your career. You will be satisfied in your career. And here are the 5 buckets: knowledge, skills, network, resources, reputation. Now, what's so true about this, and as a career coach, I just love, is that it follows this process. You start by building your knowledge. And when you build up your knowledge, you eventually have skills. And the more skills you have, right, you're then able to go out and network with other like-minded people. And as you network, you get access to resources, right? Think about that. Your network is your net worth. You get resources. And when you have access to resources, you can do bigger and better things, which build your reputation. Now, one thing he points out that I agree with as well is he said, you can lose your reputation. You can have a tumble backwards. You can lose resources. You can lose your network. But the 2 things you can't lose are knowledge and skills, because once you build them, you have them. And you know how I'm always here telling you knowledge is power? This is what he's talking about. I couldn't agree more. But here's what I see way too many of you doing, and this is a cautionary tale. See, lots of people build knowledge and skills, and they get a network, and then they get to resource. They get a good paying job. And you know what I'm talking about. When you climb your career, you'll job jump for a bit until you get to that level. You're like, ooh, I like what I'm making right now. And this is where people start to drop off. Because as Steven Bartlett pointed out, you've got to keep building your knowledge and your skills and your network and your resources and your reputation. But people stop. They get so busy with the paycheck and doing the work that they think I'm good. And then a life event happens. You get fired, you get laid off, there's a market correction. And all of a sudden, you aren't as marketable anymore. You know why? Because you get out in the market and you don't have a network because you didn't spend time continuously expanding the network. I mean, how do you go back to people you haven't talked to in years and say, hey, can you help me get a job, right? You didn't nurture your network all that time. Your skills aren't where they need to be. There's lots of people that are more skilled than you that are willing to take less money. And you never got more knowledge to drive those skills. So now you're scrambling in a bad situation to get your knowledge, your skills, and your network back up so that you can what? Land a job, get the resources, and candidly rebuild your reputation. And this is the thing that hurts to hear, but the longer you're out of work and people know about it, that impacts your reputation. People wonder why. It's very similar to when a house is on the market and it's on the market too long. After like 90 days, people are going, what's wrong with the house? So this is why, folks, you have got to keep building your knowledge and your skills, keep on the networking, resources, being smart about what you're being paid. Don't take that overpaid job that doesn't let you build your skills if you don't have a game plan to replace it when the money runs out, right? And be thinking about that reputation. How are you out there making sure that the world knows your skills and abilities and how you're evolving them and staying relevant? If you can do that, you will then have the career of your dreams for as long as you want it. Now, I said there were 2 parts to this. That was the first part, understanding this. The second part is something that I built 20 years ago when I became a career coach. It's called the GLOW method. And GLOW stands for gain perspective, illuminate the goal, own your actions, work it daily. In fact, my company's called Work It Daily because of the 4 steps in this process. This becomes the most important. What I teach people to do is gain perspective of what they want, right? Illuminate the goal. We have laser-like clarity, own our actions, make sure we're doing the right things and working it daily. You don't have to spend hours and hours and hours making sure that your career is on track. If you have the right game plan, you're gonna have a glow up. And if you stay on top of this and you learn this methodology, you will get the results you're looking for. So if that made sense to you, will you do something for me? It's totally free. Will you follow me here and post your questions? I'm trying to help 10 million people on this app get new, better paying jobs this year. And I'm doing that with a ton of free content, live streams, and a whole bunch of free resources linked in my bio because I want to help you. So follow me, post your questions, and let's do this together. Because the more I teach you, this is knowledge, right? This is step one, is how I'm going to get you where you need to be so that you can have that career success and satisfaction you want and you deserve, my friend, okay? Good luck. Go get them.